Hey old soul, just over a year ago I sold everything I owned and moved to the land of Bali with my ex-husband and 3 kids. Now I live my dream life, traveling first class around the world, teaching others how to do the same. If you are ready for a life that is so abundant and free, where money flows like air so effortlessly that you don't even care because you are simply focusing on you and allowing everything to be true, then you are exactly where you need to be. Let me teach you how to be wildly abundant and insanely free.
Good morning, good morning. We've been sleeping the whole night through. Good morning to you and you and you and you. Oh my gosh, welcome from sunny Bali. It is a beautiful day. Today, we're gonna do a deep dive into this thing that we call life. So this morning I'm walking on the beach and Spirit sends this crazy channel through, and this is how quantum leaping was explained and collapsing time. And I love this analogy. And if you've been in my world, you know that I love metaphors, I love analogies. I just love things that help the conscious mind comprehend how next level this reality is, because it is so far beyond the mind, it would blow your mind astronomically. So here it is. Your life is like a book. You have got all these pages in the book. And do you guys remember those animation books where you kind of flick through them and you're flicking through them really fast, and it's creating a picture and you're seeing it move like animation, like a projector reel, and things are just moving fast. Well, I always say use discernment, take it or leave it. But when you understand quantum physics, you understand that this reality actually isn't moving. We are not changing anything. Our consciousness is depicting the pictures, the static images in front of us, and we are changing time billions of times a second. There are so many timelines that are constantly going through to create this illusion of movement. Now, in order to quantum leap, you imagine the book where it's like you're flicking through it and the animation's moving really fast and you're seeing the pictures changing and you're like, okay. To quantum leap, what you have to understand is that if you can see it, if you desire it, it's in that book. It's in the book. It's a chapter in the book. And what's happening is that you're jumping from this chapter in the book, getting all the pages and kind of moving them, and jumping to this chapter. And the faster that you are able to go from this chapter to this chapter, you have to understand that the chapters are very different in the book. Oftentimes the story has to change, the protagonist has to change. If you're collapsing time from this chapter to this chapter, the protagonist of the story has already learnt different lessons. They are already embodying a different version of themselves. Let's think about Little Red Riding Hood. All naive and just, plodding along. I'm going to go and see grandma at grandma's house. Then she goes and she realizes that grandma is a wolf. So the version of Little Red Riding Hood when she starts the book is very different to the version of Little Red Riding Hood that figures out that it's not her grandma, it's a wolf, and she needs to run, she needs to get out of there or she's going to get eaten. If you were to collapse time from this version of yourself and go to Little Red Riding Hood after she figures out that it's a wolf, very different versions of you. The reality is changing, the pictures are changing. She's no longer in the woods, she's in grandma's house. So everything has to start moving and shifting around. What a lot of people do is they want to quantum leap, but they are not able to realize that things in your reality have to go. The staff need to change, the business structure needs to change, your friendships need to change, the way that you dress, the way that you turn up, your energy needs to change so much. And what a lot of people are doing is they think that they can stay on the same page in the same book and not collapse time from where they are to where they desire to go, because it's in your book. If you desire it, whatever you desire is in your book of life. But because the timelines are going so fast and we are experiencing billions and billions of timelines a second based on how tall you stand, based on the thoughts that go through your head, based on whether you go left or you go right, or you say no to that person that disrespects your boundaries, or you say yes to that person, hey beautiful soul, based on what you're doing, you're able to shape shift all the time, every single day. And if you want days of your life where you are quantum leaping from the woods, being naive, to the version of yourself that can take on the world, that literally is like, I'm not going to get eaten by a wolf, that can take on the world, and you're quantum leaping from that innocent, naive Little Red Riding Hood to I'm so powerful, I'm so strong, that requires energy shifts. And this is why I don't teach more strategy. I teach energy. I work with energy so that you can tap into these frequencies, because the only way that you can quantum leap, create a wormhole in your chapter book to get from where you are now to the chapter that you desire, through like creating a wormhole through the book so you can shapeshift and go all the way through these timelines to the timeline that you desire. There's only one way to do it, and it's matching the frequency of the thing that you desire. And most people do not know how to do this. They go, oh, just keep changing the strategy. I just need to cold call more. I need to do more. That is not the answer. Doing more on the same timeline will just burn you out, and you will not get results because you're on the same timeline. The only way to get to higher timelines and to quantum leap to the version, think about it. Just think about it in the book for a second. Little Red Riding Hood, naive, not able to do anything, really ditzy in la 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 land, to Little Red Riding Hood, who has faced the wolf, who has had fear come up in her, who has had to obtain this strength within her. Very different energies. Same character, very different energies. And depending on where you're tapping into your story, it's a very different energy, and it requires a very different character to quantum jump. And so if you desire to absolutely quantum jump and go fast, you need to get good at energy jumping. It's an energy game. It is not more strategy. It's effortless to create a hole in the book and go from this chapter to that chapter. But you need to change your energy. And for a lot of people, they don't understand that quantum leaping is actually doing less. It's doing far less. It's pulling back. It's not forcing, because when you're at that chapter, you're already there. You're not doing anything to get to the chapter. It's the energy of, it's already done. I'm already that version of me. I'm already that version of the protagonist that is fierce, that is wild. And then you're going to have all these things come up in your reality that's going to, and I don't like the word test, but it really is like a test. It's like the reality is going to show you things, and you're going to have to embody the version of Little Red Riding Hood, the version of you that is holding that money, that is holding those clients, that is holding he or she's dream life. If you desire it, it's an energy shift. And this is why I love working with Kundalini energy, because it activates you. It is fierce. It is strong. It is no bullshit. I'm not accepting anything less than the reality that I desire. And until you can get into that energy where every single day is massively quantum leaping, like my reality is changing so quickly. It's insane. New people, new clients, new signups. Everything is so different because I know how to energy jump. And if you're ready to learn the art of energy jumping, if you're ready for 2025 to be a multiple 7-figure year without doing more, by actually doing less, because you get good at working with energy and you stop thinking. Your mind is thinking on the timeline right now. Every single thought that you are having is from the past. It's from the timeline that you are living on right now. If you desire to get from Little Red Riding Hood here to Little Red Riding Hood here, because I believe in that story, she actually gets eaten by the wolf. Don't quote me on that. But if she changed her timeline and she became a different character, a more powerful character, a more embodied character, she changes the ending of the story and she doesn't get eaten. Your thoughts right now are keeping you stuck on this timeline because your thoughts are from the past. So it's not about thinking more. It's not about thinking. It's unlearning and stepping into the energy of the version of you that already has it. So if you're feeling the call and you know that 2025 is your greatest year yet, that you are a leader, that you are not willing to play small anymore, then check out the Elite Energy Hub. Doors will not be open for very, very, very long. I can feel the energy of this and it is very, very, very potent, and I can only accept a certain number of people because the Kundalini activations are so strong, so potent. Don't decide with your mind. The only thing you need to do to know if this is for you is to close your eyes, tune into your heart and say, is this for me? And lean back, create a safe space, because your mind's going to always go, no, no, no. It's always going to be in fear because it's stuck on the same timeline. I don't desire clients that choose things from their mind. I desire to call in energetically all the clients that come from their soul, always from your soul. Your soul knows that it's already here. And this is the most important thing, the energy of the book. Your story has already been written. But depending on the choice of quantum timeline that you choose every single day, you will be able to see different facets of this story. Always remember that you're changing time billions of times a second. So collapse it. Get good at energy jumping, stop thinking, get beyond the limitations of the thoughts in your mind and start truly tapping into what is the version of you that is already living that life. I love you. I see you. Have the most beautiful, magical, phenomenal day. Sending a million blessings your way. Mwah.